won't be lying to you. If it wasn't for SMC, I wouldn't have the 73%. Like, look at the entries, guys. Like, the precision is too crazy. This is what I'm saying. Like, the precision from the entries are too clutch, guys, you know. And it showed us this entry. So usually this is where we tap in, stop loss relatively below the low, and take profit all the way to the downside, right? Welcome back to another YouTube video of FLAIR Fix, where we make trading very simple. It is another week, it is another dollar. So if you're new here, please make sure to click the subscribe button. I post content like this every single Sunday. So for the guys who've been interested in the mentorship, this is the poster over here. I won't lie, guys, the signals group has been going crazy. The markets have been providing so much opportunity and we've been capitalizing so much. But nonetheless, guys, let's get into the breakdown so we can see what we got for this week. All right. So this is gold on the daily time frame. I'll break it down so it's easier for you to understand. So with gold, guys, we've been waiting for weeks for price to come to this point over here. Based off of the last leg that we saw over here, as you can see, price pushed all the way to the top, and then we were looking at buying it over here, right? So now I got taken out over here, right? And then price pushed all the way to the top, and we eventually got our entry over here. This is the swing point. So guys, gold is pushed all the way to the downside, has respected this zone. We have a few entries already, so I'm just patiently waiting to see how price does perform. But my prediction is that it will climb all the way to the top, and even if it wants to keep on going to the low, to the downside, it's probably gonna come just to fill out this fair value gap. But we already caught some nice entries. I don't know, I'll post the setup over here, right, so you can see it. Relatively clean cut finish. As you can see, price did respect the zone over here, pushed all the way to the top, gave us a new chances to re-enter, right? Clean cut finish, re-entries were possible, but we'll see how the week opens up. We can already see that price is going to fill out this fair value gap eventually and keep on climbing to the top. So my TP is obviously all the way to 3,500, but I wouldn't mind holding my profits all the way to 4,000, right? Based off of how gold is moving right now, the legs are a bit longer, even though corrections are way more deeper than usual. Because check this out, like if you can compare price action all the way to the downside, this is relatively new to us, right? It's moving like currency pairs more than anything else. So let's see the 1 hour time frame. Maybe you can catch entries when the market opens to see what you guys can get. But for now, entries already been filled out. You can already see that the last fair value gap has been filled and price push all the way to the top. So for gold, it pushes all the way to the top, guys. And the guys I've been seeing guys catching these things on my IG, guys. You guys have been sending me a lot of your screenshots, so appreciate it. So my prediction is that gold will keep on climbing for the upcoming week. We'll see how price does react, especially relatively approaching NFP and a whole lot of fundamentals. But for now, guys, this is what I do see for gold. Let's move over to the next pair. All right, so this is Usdjpy on the daily time frame, right? So with this guy, we caught sells all the way from the top all the way to the downside, which I will break down. But one thing I also want to explain, guys, a lot of you guys watching my videos, number one, understand the strategy, and number two, understand the Fibonacci retracement tools, right? So what I want to do is just break down this thing for you guys so you can understand how to trade it the best way possible, right? So now, based off of Usdjpy, you always need to start on the daily time frame. The daily time frame gives you something of a bigger bias. So when you start with the daily time frame, it makes it easier for you to break it down. So for example, this is Usdjpy on the daily time frame, right? We can see that this low has been printed and price pushed all the way to the top. We even broke this high over here. We'll classify this as a BOS, and breaks of structure indicate what trend continuation. This is how it works. If price makes a high, continues to make a low, and breaks the high, we already know it's gonna come back to fill it out and then continue going higher. So that's what we do see over here, right? So as you can see, price did break structure. We are anticipating that Usdjpy to drop a little bit more, right? Relatively closer towards the currency pair indicator, right? So I'm gonna show you the Fibonacci, guys, once again, because I get comments all the time, like making sure. So this is 0.73, 1, and 0.8, right? I'll just make sure that I show this on every single video because I know a lot of you guys be using the Fibonacci, right? So clean cut finish, guys. This is the bottom, this is the top. We're patiently waiting for Usdjpy to come to the zone. And guys, you guys know my strategy works because I've shown you so many times, right? But since we understand that Usdjpy wants to get to this point, we sold it beginning of the week, right? Relatively over here. I'll just show you how we caught this nice beautiful sell all the way to the top. I think we caught it on the 15-minute time frame, right? I'll go zoom and then go all the way to the top because this is how we caught it, right? So price from this point over here, right, we saw that price sunk all the way to the downside. We pulled up the Fibonacci retracement tool from bottom all the way to the top, or from top to bottom, and then it showed us this entry. So usually this is where we tap in, stop loss relatively below the low, and take profit all the way to the downside, right? Bingo banger. This is beautiful stuff. I will post a screenshot as much as it is over here so you guys can see it as well. Just give it that space. So check it out as well, guys. Genuinely a good one. But for the upcoming week, let's see if we can catch like entries for you guys. So let's see. Maybe we can counter trend trade it on the 4-hour time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, what we can see is that price did sink all the way to the downside, right? And this low was something that I was already looking at from a minute. Like, I'm like, maybe this is the low we're supposed to be looking at, and UJ wants to keep on climbing. But for now, when we go to like the 1-hour time frame, we can see that, okay, cool, price has pushed all the way to the downside, broke structure, and right now it's just pushing all the way to the top. So just a patience game to see how it's gonna perform. But as soon as it drops a lower and lower, because on the daily time frame we can see that price is saying that it wants to drop just a little bit more, right, to fill out this fair value gap. And we can see our entries relatively based off of this order block that we have on the daily time frame, right? So entry relatively over there, let price do its thing all the way to the top, and we can see there's still fair value gaps for price to actually come and fill out. So our take profits do make sense. So just let it sink all the way to the downside, then we can buy it all the way to the top, and that's what I do see for USDJPY. All right. So this is Nasdaq on the daily time frame. As you can see, price made this low, made this high, continued to make this low, and pushed all the way to the top, right? We can see that this guy wants to keep on climbing all the way to the top, mainly based off of like this change of character that we have over here, bingo bango, and then also this break of structure that we have over here too, right? Clean cut finish. So with Nasdaq, it pushing all the way to the top, maybe relatively to this high, we can anticipate that we can catch entries. But one thing I have to say about indices, guys, especially now, like the opportunities haven't been that much, especially from Nasdaq and the other indices. Hence why I've been focusing on a lot of like currency pairs more than anything else. But as you can see, this is USD, this is Nasdaq on the 4-hour time frame. Price did make this low, pushed all the way to the top, making this high. The only thing we can do is literally wait for Nasdaq to retrace just a little bit more, right? Come in with this one. This is the indice retracement, right? We can come in like this. Bingo bango, so you guys can see the indice one. We got the 0, we got the 0.73, even the 61 and the 0.1. So you can just pause the video, take a screenshot. This is the Fibonacci retracement tool for indices, right? So what I am patiently waiting for is to see if Nasdaq will continue to drop just a little bit. As soon as it starts getting to these fair value gaps, then I'll start paying attention to it a little bit more. But for now, Nasdaq has just been climbing. No entry opportunities of yet. It's just been pushing all the way to the top for now. So just a patience game, really to see how this thing is gonna move for the upcoming week. Let's go to the next pair. All right. So this is Euro USD on the daily time frame, looking really nice, looking really clean. On the daily time frame, we can see that this guy is on an uptrend. Beautiful stuff. A high has been made, a high has been broken, a high has been made, and a high has been broken, right? So on the daily time frame, the market structure doesn't look as clean as we'd want it to be, but already we can see that maybe this is relatively the new low, right? Bingo bango. Over here, all the way to the top like that. So now when we go to the 4-hour time frame, things are gonna be a little bit more cleaner, right? Okay, on the 4-hour time frame, what we can see is that we have a clean low that has been made over here. The 73% zone is over here, and we can already see price already sunk all the way to the downside, respected it, and climbed all the way to the top. This is what I'm saying about the 73% zone, guys. This thing works genuinely, right? We can see that there's two fair value gaps over here, right? That price could eventually come back and fill eventually. So we have to also understand and cater in for the fact that there is still some imbalance left over before price pushes all the way to the top. Now when we go maybe to the 2-hour time frame, right, just to break it down just a little, we can see that, okay, cool, price did respect it and pushed all the way to the top, further filling out this fair value gap, and now it's coming all the way to the downside for a possibility of a re-entry relatively over here. Now for me, this is quite tricky because I understand that, okay, cool, number one, we're on a high time frame POI, but also at the same time, it's like there is still fair value gaps below that price can come back and eventually fill out, right? So it's just a matter of patience, really waiting to see how the euro dollar is gonna perform. Automatically, when I'm looking at the dollar right now, I still do anticipate that the dollar is gonna drop just a little bit. So we can anticipate that the euro will climb for just a short time, right? So we just have to be very cautious and really patient, especially to a lot of the setups. But one thing I can definitely say, guys, currency pairs are where it's at. And I try and do my best, guys. Like, for the team, like, my mentorship isn't even that hectic of a price, guys. You know, I'm not here to market it or anything, but I'm just saying, like, it gets to a point where when you try doing this thing alone, especially with trading, this is going to the psychology part of things right now, right? So in terms of psychology, it's like you need to understand, like, with this journey, guys, I'm not saying getting a mentor is something that you need to be going for exactly. Like, If I would have started my journey all over again, this is what I would have done exactly from the start to finish, right? Firstly, if I'm starting to learn Forex all over again, I would spend time, number one, learning the concepts and learning the lingo, right? And the only way you're going to learn the concepts and learning the lingo is to be involved in groups, whether that's a lot of mentorship groups or like free communities. This is where you're going to be communicating with other traders and you're going to figure out things that you didn't know already, right? Automatically, once you start learning that, the terms, the phrases, how to use the broker, MT5, then now you can start picking your strategy. I would still start with price action more than anything else, guys. Even if I would have started my journey again, learning SMC was going to be so confusing back then, right? So pure price action is pretty cool. The main reason why I say pure price action is because price action, like, it teaches you a whole lot of the market's nature. Impulse correction. You understand that the market moves like a human being. There's a heartbeat to markets. Like, a market doesn't continuously go higher and higher. There's a time where the market goes higher and higher, exhausts, expands, exhausts, just like how a human being is, right? And pure price action does that for you. It teaches you on how to trade these types of pairs and understand the market nature, right? Then from there, I would slowly transition into SMC, because SMC is more of like a precision tool. I won't be lying to you. If it wasn't for SMC, I wouldn't have the 73%. Like, look at the entries, guys. Like, the precision is too crazy. This is what I'm saying. Like, the precision from the entries are too clutch, guys. You know, price doing this. And the thing is, the way my strategy is so methodical, I wouldn't even mind making an EA for it. You know, I don't know about selling it, but maybe an EA for me personally, just to use it, especially on these types of pairs, right? But I think that's the name of the game, guys. Number one, in terms of psychology, more than nonetheless, is like understanding that to get to a place where you want to get to, you need to go with people who are better than you, right? If you want to go far, you need to go with people, and if you want to go fast, you need to go alone, right? But one thing I do want to say is that, like, you need people. Like, this lone wolf thing, especially as in the market, it don't do you any justice. You're just going to be blowing more money, and it's just going to be a lonely, depressing journey for you as a trader, because you need to expand your circle, expand your knowledge. The only reason why I started trading SMC was because I was with friends who were trading SMC, and they taught me how to use it, and I saw that, okay, cool, this is a precision tool, I can use it in my trading, and that's the only way I got to this point. So now, just taking that time day by day to improve as a trader is what's important. 1% better is better than no percent. And before you know it, after 30 days, 50 days, that's 50% already up. You get what I mean? So that's what it is for this breakdown, guys. I still got you guys with a lot of the content, guys. I still am cooking up with some stuff. You know, behind the scenes, I am trying to do my best to cook up for you guys. But nonetheless, guys, thank you for watching till the end. Please make sure to click the subscribe button. It's all the way road to 2,000 subscribers, guys. Road to 2,000. But nonetheless, guys, it is your mentor signing out.